So this is the cliff top Treport. Steve walked here this morning. And there is the view for now. That looks like a lifeboat out there. We are going to walk that way in a minute. In memory of airmen, Free French Air Force missing in action. So these are all the Frenchmen who flew for Britain, for the Free French Air Forces, who are missing in action. There's the Spitfires. Shall we take a little bit of a walk? Yeah, it's in there. I thought I saw a thingy as well.
A dinghy?
Was it a dinghy? I thought it was a... There you go. In response to General de Gaulle's appeal of 18th of June 1940, 4,000 men and women chose to join the Free French Air Force during the World War II, either in Free French or Royal Air Force units. Among them, 664 FAFL military personnel gave their lives to give France back its freedom. This monument pays tribute to 123 of them missing in action and whose bodies were never recovered. 95 of them disappeared at sea or in a coastal region. I thought, vive la France. Hastings is 105. Saint-Michel is 260 kilometres. Brussels is 230. Okay, and there we have Treport and the beach and the coastline. Goes round. This is the English Channel, isn't it? Or this is where the Seine meets the English Channel. That's a Cafe Brasserie, bar cafe. It's a beautiful spot here, isn't it, Stephen? Stunning little place. So there used to be a big hotel here. And that's the balustrades, and then we just come down. Oh, that says, oh, is that the person? Is that, yeah, Treport Terrace. Treport. So that's your terrace. There it is. Terrace. What's that one say? The remains. Oh, look, so that was what it looked like. Is that the war in the First World War? Hospital Anglais. In 1880, a company conceived the idea of a housing estate on the plain of Montoine and named it Domaine du Treport Terraces. A huge, magnificent hotel called Trianon was built and completed in 1913. Henry Sauvage, Charles Sarrazin, the architects and conceivers of the Samaritan department stores in Paris. A luxury hotel with 300 bedrooms was to attract the clientele belonging to the rich middle class and compete with the seaside resort of Paris Plage. A golf course and a big garden were laid out, but the expected crowds didn't come. Consequently, the housing estate wasn't built, and World War I ruined this big plan. It was transformed into a British military hospital during the what did they call it? Not the Grand War. No, that's the something war. The Great War, and sheltered the soldiers wounded in the Somme front. 2,797 Commonwealth soldiers are now resting in the two military cemeteries in the Treport. There's two military cemeteries. After the war, they had to give up the plans, and abandoned estate was used as a camping site and then became working class gardens. In 1942, the German army blew it up, pretending it was a landmark to help the Allied Air Force. The only vestige left is a perron leading up steps to the first terrace. So that's all that's left of it, because the Germans blew it up. The cross on the cliffs, it was originally constructed in wood in 1816. The present cross, dating from 1887, was brought to the church square, Place de l'Église, for protection during the German occupation, and carried back up on the men's backs and re-erected on the top of the cliffs in 1948. There you go. The men carried him away to the church during the Second World War, and then carried him all back when he came back up when the war was over. Fascinating place. And there we go. Let me just get to the cross. With a naughty seagull sitting on the top. And there is the little village that looks this side. Looks a bit like the old part of Treport, doesn't it? Some new buildings there though, running across the front. These all look like the old town. People fishing on the beach. Is that a ferry coming in, or is that fishing boat? That's that fishing boat, isn't it? Yeah, look at, yes, that's definitely the old part of Treport. The old buildings. Wow, look at that. Is where the Seine meets the English Channel. So that's the English Channel out there. London is that way. So we've got a market in the town today. Supermarket. Yeah, some of those buildings look really old down there, don't they? And there we go. There's the cliffs. Yes, that there, which looks like a volleyball court or football court, used to be a swimming pool, Stephen. Look how old the village is. Some of those buildings down there. It's definitely old part, isn't it? And I'd say that is where the Seine meets the English Channel. What a fabulous place. just a quick one to show you. We've come to a different viewpoint. So this is the back of the town, and over in the distance there, that is one of the war graves. I think those ones are mainly residents. The one on the end with the dead straight crosses and the building behind, I think, are your war graves. We've only got an hour and a half before we have to leave, so I don't think we're going to be able to walk down there. I say that is the River Seine. There is a marina back of the church there, and the River Seine is behind that, and it comes down, and this is where the River Seine joins the English Channel. And you have white cliffs, just like the white cliffs of Dover. There's a thing around it. Yeah, so if you're ever in Normandy and you've got lots of time, I highly recommend you stop in Treport. So we are at the top of the cliffs, free parking at the top. So there are 2 camping car airs next to each other, but they look like they're absolutely jam-packed last night, because they're still jam-packed now. And I say this is where we were heading last night, but obviously it showed that the camping car airs were full, so we ended up 4 kilometres outside, and actually we preferred that one, and if we come again we would go back to that one rather than these 2, because they are jam-packed. I can see a Ferris wheel here. Down there, not a Ferris wheel, look, come this way a bit towards me. What do you call it? A GG place, a carousel. A GG place. A carousel. It's a beautiful spot. As I say, I'd highly recommend a visit if you're ever on the Normandy coast. Say Calais is about, is it 2.5 miles away? 2.5 hours away, isn't it? 2.5, 3 hours the drive to Calais. Diepp's not that far. Diepp's probably a bit closer. Yeah, Diepp's about 30 minutes an hour from here. Yeah. Beautiful, nice place. You chose a nice place to stop, Stephen, to visit the seaside. We might find another beach further down that we can walk along for a little while before we make our way to the ferry. Yeah, okie dokie. We'll start making our way back to Moose and get on our way. So catch up with you later. A bientôt. We got about 2 minutes down the road after leaving the car park, and we came across the war cemetery. So as you can see, we are still in Treport. Just parked Moose up again. Must be getting a bit confused, poor Moose. Yeah. So this is looking up now. There's that building. You can see the people stood up there. That's where we were. Up there. As I say. Bonjour. The route to Dieppe. Nice friendly French lady. The route to Dieppe reserves 35 RI. So they must be the French people. Cemetery de Treport.
Treport one.
Where's the... Oh, there's the other one next door. So this is the During World War One, the location of Treport had non-negligible assets for the British. Its great proximity to the front line allowed to reduce the time of transport of the wounded, and its port facing England facilitated an easy repatriation after a first convalescence. The Trianon Grand Hotel, located on the cliffs, was chosen with its 500 rooms. It was to shelter the English-Canadian hospital during the whole war. First military cemetery was created next to the civil cemetery. Then it was necessary to build another one in a place called Le Mont Juan. 448 tombs for Great Britain, Edge, whatever Edge is, Australians, Indians, Allies and New Zealand. So, here we go. This is Le Treport Military Cemetery. And as you can see, it's kept absolutely lovely. Flowers, lawns well kept. The Lincolnshire Regiment, 5th of April 1913, aged 30. 4th of April, 1st of April, Royal Scots Fusiliers, Royal Berkshire Regiment, 1st of April 1914. That's Steve's cap badge. Here's Royal Artillery. Age 21, 26. What a lovely place for a cemetery. Nearly 750,000 Commonwealth soldiers, sailors and airmen died on the Western Front, 200,000 in Belgium, 500,000 in France. This Le Treport Cemetery has 448 burials of the First World War, mainly from 4 base hospitals in Le Treport. Of these, 427 are British, 15 Canadian, 1 Australian, 1 Indian and 4 German. There are also the graves of a New Zealand airman and 3 unidentified British of the Second World War.
You can write something on that. Register. Booking something.
haven't got my bag on us. There's two in the front, in the pocket. Okay, so I'm going to take a few minutes to pay my respects, write something in the register. It's very, very peaceful here. Catch you soon. A bientôt.